He asked who the new commander of the 16th Army, Detman, who had come to join them, was. Applause. The 3 soldiers, including the commander, were asked what the situation was like on the front line, so the battlefield, which had been destroyed 6 times out of 6, was very rugged and harsh. The Japanese there never gave up and were always dying, and they were even given extra bonuses if they shot the soldiers, so they advised the Red Cross to release a poison. Thus, their goal, the Hat Goi Hill, was reached. If they could capture this hill, they would have to take Okinawa. If they could capture Okinawa, the Japanese would have been defeated. For now, they said, they would take a break to turn the fleet around. Judging by the fire from the 16-inch caliber cannons, it was said that no one would survive, but a soldier from the 16th Infantry Division said that the Japanese were still alive. After the naval attacks, the trenches were confirmed and ordered to climb the hill. Before reaching the top, the soldiers of the infantry were bleeding profusely. They slowly approached through the smoke and saw the terrible deaths one by one. After a month of intense fighting, the ground became covered in dead bodies, followed by the sound of stones and small arms of the enemy who did not know where to start. The enemy's small arms began to destroy them from where they were. The wounded were screaming in agony, and the enemy's small arms began to destroy them. The dead man helped the wounded and helped the smith who was approaching the enemy. He tried to save the people whose lower arms were cut off, but there were still other wounded, so Shader gave him morphine and went to search. The dead man promised to save the wounded man who had been tied to the ladder and called for the ambulance. The mid was afraid and gathered. The soldier called out to Holly that if he didn't kill himself, he would be killed. Unable to accept the words that he would die before he could reach the bottom, Dashman only asked the people he had rescued to go down. Thinking that they were invisible to them and that the enemy couldn't see them, Smith, who had come after them, dealt with the approaching Japanese while the soldiers were fighting. Since they had to endure the heavy Japanese fire, which was so heavy that they couldn't lift their heads, they had to carry it on their shoulders. The remaining concrete wall was left standing, and Smith was asked to deal with it manually, but the Japanese hit it with heavy weapons, so Smith went closer and fired. When Banger, who was closing his eyes, was not there, the battle changed to close quarters, with swords being used. Datman went after the unconscious Auntie, and they won the first battle of the War of Desire with many victories, and the Navy took a short break. Datman did not know where the Japanese might be, so he did not leave alone and ordered everyone who did not speak English to be killed. Datman was thinking about saving the wounded. When he could not stop him, Smith came with him and brought food and drinks and put them in one. This time, he did not mock Datman who was looking at Dorothy's photo, but he asked him to sleep for a while because he would build a shelter. When he looked around due to the green light, he saw many Japanese soldiers